Can everybody hear me okay?
Yes.
Thank you for having me here today to speak to all of you on what we really think are important issues. I'm going to really try to stick to my 10 minutes. I'm looking for that cutoff sign because I could talk forever about that. And I'm going to try not to use my hands because I really get involved with everything. So as long as you can hear me, we'll begin. What I'm going to talk to all of you about today are some basic consumer fraud issues that we see in the older population, provide you some what we call red flags and tips so you kind of know what to be, on the lookout for, and so that you can try to help educate yourself as well and protect yourself against consumer fraud and identity theft. Let's first talk about those famous international lottery and sweepstakes scams. Yes, it would be great during these tough economic times to get something to say that you're the winner of $2.5 million from the Australian lottery, or $750,000 from Toronto, or that Jamaican lottery. And all you have to do, you guys can hear me, right? Okay. And all you have to do is provide either your bank account information or take the check that they have given you, deposit it in your account, and then wire them a processing fee, or pay them a processing fee, or taxes, or what they call legal fees, or, personal fees, transaction fees. All that really means is you're about to be scammed. Don't fall for it. They may ask for bank account information, your social security number to verify that you, in fact, are Joan Smith of Cumberland. They don't need that information. And again, it's just merely attempts to get your personal information so that they can either drain your bank account or commit identity theft against you by you providing that information to you. And we go all over the state and we give these presentations, and there are always people in the audience, yes, but they said it's really true and that I really have one. And, and doggone, I did wire them that money. Once you wire money, Western Union, send MoneyGram with what they call the vanilla card, you really aren't going to see that money again, because chances are, and I'm sure the panelists will agree with me, that these scam artists are most likely from out of the country, and you'll never see that money again. And if in fact you think you've really won from an international lottery or sweepstakes, ask yourself, wow, I've won that $2.5 million from Australia, but I haven't been to Australia? And if you're still determined that you think you've won, I would just like to point out that playing a foreign lottery is against federal law. So I want to point those things out to you. The next type of scam is the Nigerian scam, what we used to call the Nigerian scam. And those were the old-fashioned letters that had misspellings, they were typed. So we would go out, and by the way, I started when I was age 2, that's why I have the 30 years legal experience. And we'd tell people, oh, watch out for the misspelled words, watch out for this. But scam artists, thanks to the internet, have gotten much swifter. They don't just call on the phone anymore or send that typed letter, you'll get the email telling you about it. And it's from the Nigerian, the idea of the Nigerian scam. You are the sole survivor from Chief Ali David in Nigeria. We want to get money to you, but need your bank account information. Or from Air France Flight 800 many years ago that crashed over the Atlantic. Or one of the latest, I'm an American soldier in Afghanistan. I'm trying to get money to my family in Alabama. Can you help me get that money to them? It's taking too long for the military to get the money to my loved ones. And that just really rips at a lot of people's hearts. They're trying to help that, quote, soldier in Afghanistan get money. They're doing a good thing by, being in the military or whatever. And so we really have to let people know that, that's not going to happen either. Again, it's a scam artist just preying on your emotions. If you get any of these calls, emails, letters, if those even happen anymore, no matter what, do not wire funds because you won't get them back. And do not provide them any information. Hey, Joan Smith, just need to verify, are you still at da-da-da street so we can send you those winnings? Just hang up the phone. May sound rude, I know we weren't raised that way, but for your own safety and protection, hang up the phone. Also, if you think you've won, you should not have to pay upfront processing fees to collect a prize. And if you think about that, you know, if you really have won a prize that's in this state or somewhere else, the lottery in general, the Powerball. Powerball's not going to say, okay, by the way, to collect that money, wire us $2,500. It just doesn't work that way. They'll take those monies out ahead of time and then send you that. Secret shoppers and bogus check scams. Again, those tend to heat up. We know during the holidays, people want to earn a little extra money. You might get a letter, an email. Hey, we're looking for secret shoppers. We need you to go to Walmart for us. You agree, they send you the letter, then they send you what looks to be a legitimate check, and everybody will talk about that later, and they ask you to deposit that check in your account and then take out what they're going to call, you know, maybe your first paycheck's worth or your little finder's fee, and send them, you know, X amount back by wiring it to them. The checks actually look legitimate. They might even be from a legitimate company in the state. And they even go so far to make it look like the watermark's legitimate. The problem is, it's not. And what's going to happen is, just because your bank makes those funds available does not mean the check is cleared. And it may be 10 days or 15 days later when everybody catches up to everything, and you will be responsible for those NSF fees and everything else that was associated with that deposit. There are legitimate ways to be a secret shopper, but if you get something randomly sent to you to be a secret shopper, that's again another red flag, a huge red flag. I'd like to talk just quickly about the grandparent scam and what we also now call the family friend in trouble scam. These scam artists are so good, you guys. I mean, we go out there, we think we know what we're talking about. Okay, here's this tip, here's that tip, you know, here's this tip, here's this red flag. And the scam artist in that meantime has twisted around a little bit more, and so it's not just so much grandparents anymore. But is everybody familiar with the grandparent scam? It works like this. You receive a call from someone claiming to be your grandchild. Hey grandma, it's me, I'm in trouble. I'm on spring break, I'm in Mexico with my friends, I got arrested. They won't let me out until I have money. Can you wire funds to, you know, this officer? He's here, he's standing here, grandma, he's gonna tell you that I'm in jail. Whatever you do, don't tell mom and dad. And somebody may even get on the phone, you know, that they're a patrolman with a, you know, a police organization in Mexico, and yes, your grandson's been arrested and we're not letting him go unless he pays this money. So they're already pulling at your heartstrings. Don't tell mom and dad. If you're concerned it really is your grandchild in trouble, ask them a question only your grandchild will know, such as, what's your favorite dog's name? I guarantee you that caller's going to hang up the phone because he knows it's not, he didn't get somebody on the hook for that. The other thing, no matter what, if you're on the phone, hey grandma, it's me, I'm in trouble. Whatever you do, please don't say, is that you, Joey? Because on the other end, the caller's going to say, yes, grandma, it's me, Joey. And now he knows you have a grandson named Joey. And I'm sorry I keep using the name Joey. For some reason, it's just clicking in my head today. But the other thing is, if you know your grandchild's cell phone number, when you're done, hang up and call them on the cell phone number or a number you know they're at to see if in fact they're in trouble. I guarantee you, your grandchild is not going to be upset that you're checking or that you're actually checking with mom and dad to make sure they're okay. We've done these presentations. I was just at another a facility a couple months ago, and somebody came up to me afterwards. Thank you so much for telling me about that grandparent scam. It happened to me, and I asked, what's your dog's name? And they hung up. So we know it works. So just be really careful. A twist on that is the email that comes from your friends or relatives that are in Europe. Oh, we're in Europe, we just got mugged, our passport's been stolen. Can you send some money so that I can go to the embassy and get home? Again, that's a scam. There was a Superior Court judge here in Rhode Island that this happened to, I think last summer, and so our office had to put out another consumer advisory because it's a twist to the grandparent scam. Identity theft. Does everybody know what phishing is? And I don't mean like with a rod and pole, but phishing is in Phishing. Phishing and vishing, they're all ways to attempt to get your personal information. So please do not fall for it. Do not give out information to somebody you are not familiar with. Update your antiviral software, use a secure browser. I know we're going to talk about that a little bit later. And when you go into places that have Wi-Fi, understand what their security is for that. Do they have passwords for you? Your mobile devices, they're geo-trackers and apps. Do you know what's happening if you sign on for an application? What's going to happen with that information? Have you agreed to share that with others? So, if you've got a mobile phone and you're using apps, make sure you're also updating. You want to update so that they can put those, what we call these security patches on in case there's been some type of hacking or security breach. And then lastly, I just really want to quickly talk about security data breaches. It's in the news a lot. That's when information containing your personal identifying information has been compromised. It's usually from a company where the computer disk has been stolen or a briefcase has been stolen or your information has been done through malware or skimming. Pay attention to the security data breaches that you hear from our office and on the news. Please look over your personal financial statements often. If you see something that is unfamiliar, call your bank, ask about it. Typically, scam artists will go ahead and they will look, and I just got to sign that. I'm out of time. See, I didn't get to finish. But please make sure, scam artists will do something small like an $8 fee, and just to see if you're paying attention before they really try to clean out your accounts. And that's all for now. Thank you.